Hey guys, welcome to another episode of On the Block with Mem and Pete. Today's a really interesting video. We're going to be talking about the 9/11 papers that have started to get leaked and then were censored. But we're going to get into that into the video, so stay tuned.
Alright guys, if this is your first time on our channel, please consider subscribing. We share relevant news in the crypto world, and please like and ring that bell so that other people can see our content as well, and we can grow our community. And with that, let's jump into the 9/11 papers.
Yeah, so a group of hackers that go by the name of Dark Overlord have managed to hack a bunch of companies and corporations. I think they're like insurance companies, some of them, and some government organizations.
Airlines, they say. FBI, they say. FAA, they say.
NSA,
so,
yeah, a lot of organizations and companies they stole the documents from. And they posted a post on SteemIt, which, I mean, we've all heard of Steem. It's a blockchain. And SteemIt is the platform that allows people to post it onto the Steem blockchain, and the SteemIt is the platform that people can view the posts. So basically, they're asking for a ransom. I think it's about $2 million in Bitcoin, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, so they're asking for $2 million in Bitcoin, and they said if they get that money, then they're going to keep everything quiet and they're not going to expose anything. They haven't obviously received that money yet from anyone, but they've also opened up a channel where regular old people can donate to them in increments, and if they start to reach certain levels of donations, then they'll start to release certain papers. So as it stands right now, they have released at least one batch, and I think they just released another batch of papers that you can download. Now, the interesting thing is SteemIt has banned them. So before we talk about the ban, we should talk, like Pete kind of mentioned it, SteemIt is separate to Steem, although it's, pretty similar in the name. SteemIt is a privately owned company, and they have terms and conditions. And in their terms and conditions, they have a clause, basically God's clause, where they can just remove any user without any, notice or anything else like that. Whereas Steem is the blockchain. So anything that the Dark Overlord put on the blockchain is still there. The blockchain hasn't been rolled back to remove stuff off. So everything that's been on there continues to be on there. So just keep that in mind.
Yeah, I think it's pretty bad that SteemIt bans these guys. I understand there should be certain things should be censored. You shouldn't just be allowed to post whatever you want on there, right? But something like this, I think, is important and should be allowed to remain on there. So I don't agree with what SteemIt done there, removing these documents and these posts, but they have been posted onto another site.
Yeah, so busy.org is an alternative to SteemIt, and it kind of uses, I think it uses Steem, the blockchain, so you can still access those files there and download the files if you want to dive in and be on a government list or whatever. So just be wary of that. But yeah, I mean, look, the way I see it is SteemIt is a private company. They're trying to, do something, right? Make money or, grow their company, and they don't want everyone coming after them. Like the Dark Overlord right now has been banned by Twitter and SteemIt, and I'm sure like if they had YouTube or anything else, they'd get banned off of those websites too, because they're spreading, alleged truths. So we don't know if these guys actually have the truth, but they're starting to gain a following, and corporations, privately owned companies don't want to be sued, and they don't want to face that music. So they're saying it's best for us to just cut the source. But this is why the blockchain is important. This is exactly why blockchain is important, so that truths like this, if it is true, and can be exposed, really, and shared, and people can kind of decide to make up their own mind. But as it stands right now, it's still all on the blockchain. You can still download the information.
Yeah, I took a brief view over the documents that have been released already. There was some pretty interesting stuff. Some of the ones that I quickly read through were from like 2000 and 2001, but before the 9/11 attacks. Details and conversations between airlines and the TSA. Pretty, I'd say, interesting things. You can kind of see they were preparing for something. They were trying to change a lot of the laws, or getting ready to put new laws in place and change a lot of laws. But I'll leave that for you guys to dig into, and you guys can go down that rabbit hole. I will be later on going down the rabbit hole. I just briefly went over them this morning. But I think it's important that that censorship resistance, I think is a really important thing. And I think that the truths should be uncovered. Like I'm a big fan of WikiLeaks, and they've been exposing truths and emails and documents for years and years and years. And you know, they tried to stop WikiLeaks by cutting them off from the banks and all these financial institutions.
Yeah, their PayPal account was shut off and everything else. And
everything.
That's
and
really
they found a way around with
which
Bitcoin.
was Bitcoin, right? And this is, you know, just another use case for Bitcoin. And you know, again, it kind of, for those people, you know, law-abiding citizens that I don't know, I guess just listen to what the media has to tell them, and they just continue about their day. They might look at it as a negative, but you know, if there's a lot of people that are victims, and there's victim families that are still searching for answers, and if there's a hacker group that has those answers, and it's through Bitcoin and blockchain, and they can get those answers through these types of things, I mean, I think that's another use case. But you just hope that, you know, it's not all BS, and they're not just all doing it for money, but at the end of the day, this is extortion.
Yeah.
So let's not kid ourselves. But I don't know. You got to look at it. Is this guy doing it for the greater good? I mean, he's just trying to do it to make money, but it could lead to some good. So who knows, right? That's up to you to decide. That's not our call. We're just letting you know what's going on right now.
I mean, these hackers, I'm all for hackers hacking information that's been hid from the public, that the public should know. But I don't agree with him extorting people. I mean, extorting the government to silence him, I mean, that's just for money. You're just doing it for money. Really, like if you're a good guy or good group of people and you're doing it for the greater good, you just release these documents free of charge. Yeah. I mean, they should be released to the public. But
they made it very clear. They said right from the outskirts, if you give us the money, we're not going to release any documents. They're literally doing it just for the money. But in any case, I mean, these things can continually get released. And they actually had a post, I think it was about 4 or 5 days ago, where they said, you know, we're going to bend you over the barrel and continue to fuck you. And the situation is going to get even more tragic. And they named, you know, FFA, FBI, and a few other organizations, airlines. So just, I mean, it's interesting to watch. I think it's going to continue to get interesting as it goes on, unless, you know, someone takes them down. But right now, you could find all of the information on busy.org.
Yeah, so stay tuned and keep up to date with with this, and it's going to be interesting to see what happens, because if the government end up paying these guys, then you know you can tell that they didn't want these documents released. Which is going
to be telling in itself.
Yeah, I can't see the government just being like, yeah, we're going to pay a ransom to some group of hackers, because at the end of the day, it's not like they have a contract in place where if they get the money, then they shut up and they don't. They could take the money and then release them.
Exactly.
Which is what I would do if I was these hackers. I'd put the ransom out. I'd take the money off the government. I'd release them anyway. But we'll see. We'll see what happens.
Yeah, that's it, guys.
Okay, guys. Well, have a good day, evening, week, month.
Year.
Thanks for tuning in. And don't forget to hit the subscribe button and smash the thumbs up button as well.
Thanks, guys.
Bye.
Sweet.